Title: My Wife, the CEO. Accept the 90% salary reduction or I'll find someone who will. She spat the words out like poison. Then she slid the paper across the table with her manicured fingers, not breaking eye contact. The room fell silent. Her 22-year-old strategic analyst, fresh out of university and barely out of puberty, smirked like he'd earned something. I was her husband. I was her COO, and I had just been told, publicly, to accept humiliation or be replaced. Her eyes dared me to react, but I didn't blink. "I need 20 hours, I said calmly. Then I stood up and walked out, without touching the paper. That night I made a phone call. Not to a lawyer, not to a friend. To Dawson & Vail, her biggest competitor. Turns out they'd been waiting for me. We'd built the company together. 15 years ago, it was just us, two broke graduates with a dream and no safety net. I handled operations, infrastructure, finance. She fronted investor meetings, charmed the press. The perfect team. The power couple. We got married in the back room of a co-working space, toasted with warm beer and vending machine cupcakes. She cried. I laughed. We swore we'd never let money change who we were. But it did. It changed her. The first clue wasn't lipstick or late nights. It was the silence. The kind that settles between two people when one of them has already moved on. Board meetings got colder. Her eyes sharper. She started reassigning my teams, freezing me out of high-level decisions. When I questioned it, she smiled like I was stupid and said, "Relax, babe, you don't always have to know everything." I should have walked then, but loyalty runs deep when you've bled beside someone. So I watched, I listened. And when I found the first text message on a synced iPad she forgot to log out of, I didn't confront her, I archived it. She called him the future. I was apparently the relic. The next few weeks I barely slept, but I never raised my voice, never hinted I knew. Instead, I began quietly transferring files, copies of contracts, investor records, internal process maps, to a secure offline drive. I contacted our lead developer under the guise of upgrading infrastructure, got admin access to our source code. I consulted with a financial lawyer on hypothetical succession plans, and I ran deep audits through our compliance officer. Turns out someone had been manipulating quarterly reports to inflate revenue. I tied it all together like a noose. Then I waited. When she dropped the 90% salary cut in front of the whole executive floor, I knew what it was: a public execution. She needed to strip me of power before the board review. She wanted me humiliated, crawling, gone. What she didn't realize is I wanted her to try, because that was my green light. Dawson & Vail offered me an executive contract by midnight. They didn't just want me, they wanted our playbook, and I had it all. At 6 a.m., I walked into our office with a calm so cold it could crack glass. I walked straight to the boardroom, our quarterly meeting. She was there, radiant in a power suit, already soaking up the board's attention. Her toy boy assistant sat beside her, pretending to take notes. I handed each board member a sealed envelope. Inside, evidence of her falsified reports. Screen-recorded messages from her private chats. The legal analysis showing she'd violated multiple fiduciary duties. I resign, effective immediately, I said, and so should she, before the authorities get involved. You could have heard a pin drop. She laughed. This is pathetic. Then the lead board member spoke. Is this authentic? I looked him dead in the eye. It's airtight. When her assistant tried to interject, I handed him a second envelope. Inside, his NDA breach, confidential data he'd shared with a rival startup, on her instruction. She turned pale. "You bastard," she whispered. "No," I said, "just smarter." She was removed by unanimous vote before lunch. By dinner, the media had the story. CEO steps down amid financial irregularities. Husband COO joins rival firm. By the next morning, our joint accounts were frozen. Her penthouse? Under investigation. Her investors? Pulled funding. Her golden boy? Vanished. I never raised my voice. I never touched a cent that wasn't mine. But I buried her in truth. And truth has claws. It's been 6 months. Dawson and Vail's numbers are up 43%. We've absorbed most of her old clients. She's facing litigation, and every time I see her name in the news, I don't feel joy, just silence. The same silence she fed me for months, only now it's hers to eat. People ask if I miss her. I don't. I miss who she pretended to be. But in the end, she taught me something vital. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them, even if you have to smile while you sharpen the knife. The end.